Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a real digital ghost story. It's a mystery that involves one of the oldest and most valuable treasures in the entire world of crypto. Let's just start with a number, a really big one, $140 million. Now that's not some lottery prize. Nope, that's the value of a single stash of Bitcoin.
And this huge pile of money, it just sat there in a digital wallet, totally untouched. A silent giant, you could say, sleeping for pretty much the entire life of Bitcoin. And then,
So, when this giant woke up, it set off alarm bells everywhere in the crypto world. Everybody started guessing what was going on. So, what exactly did happen?
Okay, let's break this down. So one day, a wallet that hadn't been touched in almost 15 years suddenly springs to life and moves 2,000 Bitcoin. And get this, it didn't just move them to another private wallet. No, they were sent straight to Coinbase, one of the biggest exchanges out there. And you know that usually points to one thing: somebody might be getting ready to sell.
so why is this such a huge deal? Well, to really get it, we have to rewind the clock. All the way back to the very beginning of Bitcoin. That's the only way we can start to figure out who this mysterious owner, this whale, as they're called, could actually be.
This whale, they're from what we call the Satoshi era. What does that mean? It means they were one of the very first people to ever get involved with Bitcoin. We're talking about someone mining these coins on a basic home computer, back when they were worth next to nothing. This person is a true digital pioneer.
And what's really cool is the kind of digital archaeology we can do here. See, the coins were moved from 40 different pay-to-public key addresses. You can think of that as like the original, vintage format for a Bitcoin address. It's a true digital fossil. And using that format, it's a dead giveaway for just how ancient these coins really are, especially when you look at the super secure and complex addresses we all use today.
Right, and this whole event, it really points to something much, much bigger. The data from the blockchain shows that there are about 1.8 million Bitcoin that have been just sitting there, completely untouched, for more than a decade. So this transfer we're talking about, it's just a tiny little piece of a much larger sleeping treasure.
But you know what? This isn't the first time a ghost from Bitcoin's past has shown up. There's a whole history of these giants waking up, and believe me, it tells a really fascinating story about timing the market.
So yeah, the big question is, have we seen this before? And if we have, what happened to the market?
Well, take a look at this timeline. It shows a really compelling pattern. Back in November 2020, an early miner moved some coins right before Bitcoin shot up to its all-time highs. Then again in 2023, some old addresses woke up just before a period of major market swings. It just keeps happening, time and time again. It's almost like these early adopters have some kind of sixth sense for when the market's about to make a big, big move.
And it's not just us noticing this. Julio Moreno, who's the head of research at CryptoQuant, he points out that these are not random events. Historically, these miners make their move right at these critical turning points. So the question becomes, right, are they causing these market shifts, or are they just really good at reacting to them?
Okay, so this brings us to the most important question. What's the motivation here? After 15 years of total silence, why now? Why this moment?
This is quite literally the $140 million question that every single trader is asking. An order this big could definitely rock the boat. But is a big market crash the only possible reason?
Well, analysts are saying, hold on a second. There are actually a few other, less dramatic reasons this could be happening. It could be something as mundane as estate planning, or maybe just moving the funds to a newer, more secure wallet. Could even be a strategic move to rebalance a portfolio. The bottom line is, just because coins move to an exchange, it doesn't automatically mean they're about to be sold off.
Now, we can't know the exact motive for sure, but one thing is clear. The market definitely noticed. In just the 24 hours after the move, volatility almost doubled and the trading volume shot up by 18%. Yeah, this ghost's appearance absolutely got everyone's attention.
So when we step back and look at the bigger picture, what's the real takeaway here? What does this incredible event tell us about where Bitcoin is at today?
Look, the reality is that 2,000 Bitcoin, it isn't enough to tank the entire market on its own. It's just not. But the story it tells, the narrative of one of Bitcoin's founding fathers stepping out of the shadows after all this time, that is incredibly powerful.
The financial historian Michael Chen really puts it perfectly. He says these events are like watching living history just unfold right in front of us.
They're this powerful reminder of how long Bitcoin has been around and the incredible patience and belief of the people who were there from day one.
And get this, there's still a huge amount of this history just waiting out there. We're talking an estimated 1.1 million Bitcoin, mined in just that first year, 2009, that are still sitting untouched in their original wallets. It's a vast, sleeping treasure.
So, all of this leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. This move we've been talking about, that was just one whale in a vast ocean of early adopters. It really makes you wonder, which of these digital giants is going to wake up next? And what in the world is going to happen when they do?